If you love underdog stories, there's a good chance that you've heard of the story of Kyle Duggar. Not only did he come from a Division II football program, but at one point he even considered quitting football altogether. Despite being a gifted athlete in high school, Duggar received little attention from any big programs. So how did a zero-star recruit in high school become a cornerstone of the New England Patriots defense? Like most underdog tales, Duggar's path to success was far from smooth, so to truly understand how Kyle Duggar reached this point, we have to go back in time. Kyle Duggar was born on March 22, 1996 in Decatur, Georgia. And he was around 7 years old when he made the move to Fayetteville, Georgia. His mother was a collegiate basketball player for Fort Valley State University and worked tirelessly to provide for the family. This would instill a hard work ethic in Duggar that laid the foundation for him to become a standout athlete. So Duggar would turn to sports with some of these challenges growing up. Duggar played multiple sports when he was young, and it really wasn't football that caught his eye at first. Basketball was actually his first love. He was so good at basketball, he actually considered giving up football entirely, since from an early age he wasn't really getting the playing time he expected. So going off and on from basketball to football, he didn't really start playing football until his junior year in high school at Whitewater High in Fayetteville, Georgia. Despite his natural athleticism, his late start and the fact that he attended a smaller high school meant that major college programs largely overlooked him. In football, he played cornerback and safety, but didn't really draw that much attention from other scouts. When he was on the edge of quitting football due to the lack of opportunities, his high school football coach saw something special in him and convinced him to stick around. So he decided to persevere and stick with football, but it's not like his high school days were filled with all these accolades and recruiting buzz. But these hard and uncertain times as a high school athlete, not knowing if he should pursue basketball or football, would definitely lay a strong foundation for him later down the road. He probably didn't know it at the time, but it would serve him well. With just a few offers on the table, he accepted a scholarship offer to Lenoir-Rhyne University, a small Division II program in Hickory, North Carolina. It wasn't the big-time college football experience most athletes dream of, but for Duggar, he saw it as a fresh start. Because initially, Duggar, along with other scouts, didn't realize how talented he actually was. He actually went to Lenoir-Rhyne with the intention of pursuing a career in engineering. And he really just viewed football as a secondary thing. He didn't really take it too seriously. However, as the years went on, Duggar's talent began to shine through and he started to saw how good he actually was. And he started to believe that maybe, just maybe, football could be a ticket to something bigger. Duggar redshirted his freshman year in 2014, using this as a time to hone his skills and get stronger. Each season he improved and he even had to overcome injuries during that process, but he continued to stick with it. At this time, he wasn't only excelling on the football field, but in the classroom as well. Because like I said, at this time, he still saw a future in the engineering field. So while his football career was taking off, he was equally dedicated to his studies. At Lenoir-Rhyne, he studied engineering, physics, and psychology. I guess his mind was just interested in learning how things worked. And get this, for his senior year project, Duggar and his classmates, who were also on the team, developed a laser time 40-yard dash timer. The goal was to create a device even more accurate than the one used at the NFL Combine. Duggar said that engineering was a stepping stone to becoming an architect, a career he hopes to pursue after his football days are over. He quoted, "I love having the ability to create. I love the structure of it and how I'm able to put things together." Duggar explained it's also about bringing that idea to life. And I think that's pretty cool. The possibilities are limitless, and it's all about letting your mind get into a creative space. So he was kind of in this limbo phase at a time. Do I pursue engineering or do I pursue football? Well, it wasn't until his senior year where that decision would be pretty clear. Duggar had become a two-time Division II All-American and had won the prestigious Cliff Harris Award, given to the best defensive player in small college football. In his 4 years at Lenoir-Rhyne, Duggar made over 200 tackles, registered 10 interceptions, forced 6 fumbles, and recovered 6 more. So at this point, he definitely was having some NFL buzz. There were scouts that were interested in wondering what he could provide for their defense. But being from a Division II school definitely has its issues. Duggar was still considered a risky pick for many NFL teams. Players from Division II programs rarely get drafted, and when they do, it's usually in the later rounds or as an undrafted free agent. But Duggar's performance at the Senior Bowl and the NFL Scouting Combine changed the narrative for him. This is where he proved that he could really play at an elite level. So after busting his tail all throughout college, on the field and off the field, in April 2020, Duggar's dream finally came true. The New England Patriots selected him in the second round of the NFL draft, 37th overall, making him the first player drafted outside of a Division I FBS school that year. Duggar was speechless when his name was called. I mean, getting drafted is an accomplishment in itself, but from a Division II school in the second round, you've got to be a pretty special player to make that happen. It's not like Lenore Ryan had much success getting players drafted in the NFL, although there are a handful. Before the 2020 draft, the last player to get drafted from Lenore Ryan was in 2000 in the 5th round. This was John Millam, and he was a defensive end who got drafted by the San Francisco 49ers. And there were a handful of athletes in the 90s that got drafted from the same school, and most recently in 2022, a wide receiver from Lenore Ryan got drafted in the 7th round to the Seattle Seahawks. That's 3 players drafted within the last 24 years of this school. Doesn't really contribute to Kyle Duggar's story, but I just thought it was interesting. When asked to sum up his football career, Duggar described it was really an unexplainable feeling regarding the NFL draft, comparing it to probably his first day of Christmas. He stated, "Division II football, it definitely made me different. The program wasn't really made to produce NFL players, so a lot of things, if I wanted to get better, I would have to take it into my own hands as far as my work ethic and the way I approached myself. How I looked at myself on film, and how I critiqued myself. I really had to go the extra mile and not just look at who I was playing against, but kind of compare it to what I was trying to get to." Duggar's rookie season with the Patriots was a period of adjustment. Appearing in 14 games, he was only starting in 7 of them, but this is to be expected for a rookie. He had a notable game during Week 10 against the Baltimore Ravens, where he recorded a season high of 12 total tackles. Duggar would see more success with his second season in the Patriots. During Week 6, he saw himself record his first career interception off the Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott in a close 29-35 overtime loss. In the very next week, Duggar intercepted Mike White of the New York Jets, contributing to a dominant 54-13 victory. Duggar had solidified himself as a key player in the Patriots defense, finishing the year with 92 tackles and 4 interceptions. At this point, Duggar was slowly developing into a cornerstone of the Patriots defense. Duggar's third season in the NFL would be his breakout season. He definitely had a standout moment in Week 17 when he intercepted a pass from Teddy Bridgewater and returned it 39 yards for a touchdown to a thrilling 23-21 win over the Miami Dolphins. Duggar finished the 2022 season leading the league with 3 defensive touchdowns and was second on the Patriots with 78 tackles. Most recently, Duggar signed a 4-year extension worth $58 million. And I'll repeat that again, $58 million. This success didn't come overnight. Even currently during the offseason, while many players return to their hometowns, Duggar continues to show up at the Patriots facility and Gillette Stadium. He continues to train there for the upcoming season. There's definitely been a defensive leader role that needs to be filled, especially with the retirement of veteran safety Devin McCourty, and it seems like Duggar has definitely filled that role. And while Duggar's football achievements are impressive, there's definitely more than him than just being a successful football player. I mean, Duggar even describes himself as kind of a nerdy kid. When asked what are something fans might not know about you, he stated, "Well, kind of in a nerdy way, I like science and engineering, problem solving, stuff like that." Duggar hasn't forgotten who he is and where he's come from, which can be easy to do when you become as successful as he is. And at the end of the day, the success in the NFL could be taken away at any moment. And I think Duggar knows this, which is why he continues to be a leader on the Patriots defense. Now with Jabril Peppers on his side, agreeing to a new 3-year contract, I think he'll continue to dominate, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. From a 0-star recruit to a Division II star to now the Patriots leader on defense, Dugger has an amazing story that needs to be shared. These are players that I love covering, but let me know what you guys think and if you want to see more of these videos.